Hi, I'm Dandi Daley Mackall, and I'm here to talk about the book With Love, Wherever You Are. It's a love story, but it's a peek into World War II. My dad was an Army doctor, and my mom was an Army nurse. They met in basic. They fell in love, married a few weeks after, and then they were shipped to different countries for the rest of the war. So the only thing keeping them together were letters. I had no idea of how hard it was on them, or the conflict that they had to go through, and wondering whether or not their marriage was going to survive a war. My dad was diagnosed in 1996 with carcinoma, and he was sick for the last time. He and I were alone in the room, and he said, "Okay, go into the attic, pull down an Army trunk, and put it in your car and take it back to Ohio." And I couldn't believe when I opened it, there were letters overflowing in that entire Army trunk. Over 600 letters that they had written to each other, untouched since 1945. And so I started reading. It was a big job. From then on, I wrote like crazy. My mom was in a general hospital. She spoke German, and when the Army discovered that, they asked her to be the nurse for the prisoners of war. So downstairs, she would have the German patients that she was caring for. Upstairs, she'd have the Americans and the English, British troops. And then there was another wing that had the concentration camp survivors. Then another end of the medical part was my dad, who was in a field hospital and joined a British unit that went into Germany and operated in a little tent and pulled people off the battlefield. My dad would go AWOL and meet her a couple of times. They rendezvoused in Marseille in France in a hideaway beneath the barn of a resistance family. I believe everybody loves a good romance story, and this is it, but it's a lot more. In World War II, we get to see a lot of things, but one I don't think we see enough of is the damage that a war can do. And since they have the medical end of it, it's just a different look at a war that I think intrigues people all on its own. Young love, still sacrificing for their country and believing in things. Just kind of an amazing story.